Hello everyone, in this video I will be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Junaid Saleem to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let us go through the key developments and insights in Junaid Saleem's words. Today we will talk about the meeting between the Field Marshal and President Trump. How will this meeting affect the environment in Pakistan and the entire region? Whose troubles are likely to increase after this meeting? And how has this meeting once again validated Imran Khan's stance? We will also discuss this. The Constitutional Bench of the Supreme Court has finally delivered a verdict in the judge's seniority case based on the preferences of those in power. What happens next? What is the current state of the judicial system in the country? We will talk about that too. But first, let us talk about the most important meeting. President Trump has met with Field Marshal General Asim Munir, and since then, there has been widespread commentary not only in Pakistan but around the world. After the meeting, Trump spoke to the media and said that Pakistan and Field Marshal Asim Munir are commendable. In other words, he praised them greatly. Trump called the Field Marshal the most powerful man in Pakistan and said meeting him was an honor. Trump said that during the meeting with Field Marshal Asim Munir, they discussed the issue of Iran and Israel. According to Trump, Pakistan knows Iran very well and is monitoring developments related to it. Trump claimed that Asim Munir agreed with him. This particular statement has become the center of debate. Trump says the Field Marshal agreed with him regarding Iran. On the other hand, while still in the United States, the Field Marshal is reported to have said that he stands with Iran. This creates a vast contradiction between Trump's claim and Asim Munir's supposed stance. Only one of these statements can be true, and it is, in my view, a major revelation. For now, I can only call it a claim by Trump, because his stance on Iran is that Iran should completely surrender its nuclear ambitions and do exactly as the United States wants. Again, it is being reported that Field Marshal Asim Munir has said he stands with Iran. This matter should become clearer in a day or so. Perhaps the respected DG ISPR will clarify it. Earlier in March this year, IAEA representatives visited Iran's nuclear facilities and issued a report stating that Iran is not building nuclear weapons and has no such intentions. The United States, however, rejected this report by the International Atomic Energy Agency. Now, the United States is using the nuclear weapons issue as a pretext to push for regime change in Iran and install its own puppets. For this, the United States would need to deploy its troops in Iran, just like it did in Iraq and Afghanistan. If American and Israeli forces enter Iran, then, viewers, a civil war will likely erupt. Iran's government has been in power for over 4 decades. The ideology of Khomeini's revolution has penetrated every corner of the country, and it cannot be removed by force alone. If civil war breaks out in Iran, not only Iran but the entire region will be affected, including Pakistan as a neighboring country. The United States is thousands of miles away, and Israel does not even share a border with Iran. The entire burden of such a conflict will fall on the Gulf states and Pakistan. In this context, Trump's statement that Field Marshal Asim Munir agrees with him on Iran is a huge claim. Therefore, unless there is a clear confirmation or denial from ISPR, I find it hard to believe. ISPR has issued a statement regarding the meeting, but it does not include the specific matter Trump is claiming. Pakistan knows that while Iran can be weakened, disarmed, or have its government changed, it cannot be relocated from Pakistan's neighborhood. Hence, I strongly believe Pakistan will never play the role of a hired gun against Iran. After Trump's meeting with Field Marshal Asim Munir, it has once again been proven that the real power lies with the establishment, not with the puppet rulers. That is why Imran Khan wants to negotiate only with the establishment. Now that the United States also felt the need to engage, it has spoken with Pakistan's real rulers. No one at the international level is ready to take the Form 47 puppets seriously. The most excited camp after Field Marshal Asim Munir's meeting with Trump is that of the PML-N, claiming that overseas Pakistanis' investments in Trump have gone to waste, that instead of negotiating for Imran Khan's release, Trump has made a deal with Field Marshal Asim Munir. To those analysts, I would just like to say, Trump has only been president again for not even 5 months. From April 2022 to January 2025, almost 2.5 years, former President Joe Biden blindly supported Pakistan's current rulers. During this period, despite all oppression, Imran Khan's popularity skyrocketed. Even if this continues for 3 more years, Imran Khan will not break. However, if a decision is made to shift Pakistan fully into the American camp instead of aligning with Iran, such an extremely unpopular decision will require popular leadership to implement it. As Pakistan moves closer to the United States, the current Form 47 government will face increasing public hatred. In such conditions, a mandateless imposed government will become unbearable. That is when the establishment might seek to talk with the country's most popular leader, Imran Khan. This time, perhaps, the establishment will have United States backing for talks with Imran Khan, and United States interests might also align with the dialogue. Therefore, I believe that after the Trump Field Marshal meeting, the most delicate situation will be for PML-N leadership. Because now, with American blessings, the establishment no longer has any compulsion to keep bearing public resentment for the sake of these puppets. Whether Imran Khan's problems ease or not, one thing is certain: the honeymoon period for the PML-N is over. Now, viewers, Iran's relentless attacks on Israel continue. Each day, Iran is escalating its offensives and stunning the world more than the day before. Just yesterday, Iran launched an attack on Israel using a supersonic Gill missile. This missile can carry 500 to 1,500 kilograms of explosive payload. Iran used it to strike Israel's largest hospital in the north, claiming that the hospital's basement housed a major Israeli military center. This morning, Iran fired a missile at the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange building. I believe this was Iran's most dangerous attack yet. According to Western media, more than 50 Israelis were killed. Israel has officially acknowledged 24 deaths. The stock exchange building sustained severe damage. Iran has declared that the intensity of its attacks will increase daily. On the other hand, Israel is trying to get the United States to join it in launching a joint strike on Iran. Israel claims that once the United States joins the war, within a week, Iran's military power will be completely destroyed. Viewers, one thing is now clear. Israel has openly admitted that it cannot succeed alone and needs the United States by its side. From within, they will completely destroy Iran's power. If that does not happen, then nothing can be said. In such a crude and clumsy manner, Israel has never spoken like this before. On the other hand, Iran has said that if America attacks through any route, it will respond with full force. Viewers, the situation is deteriorating. Now, our senior colleague, a highly respected journalist, Sakal Imam Sahib, has made a very thought-provoking and insightful comment. His analysis is that Iran has been trapped and betrayed by Russia and China. They lured Iran down this alley with false promises, and when the moment of need came, they stepped back. This is certainly a topic worth debating. Did Russia and China really treat Iran this way? Sakal Sahib further wrote that in the ongoing Iran-Israel issue, America played the fundamental role in trapping Iran in the web of negotiations, and Russia and China simply followed America's lead. This is a very powerful point made by Sakal Sahib and demands serious discussion. Now, viewers, the Supreme Court's constitutional bench has finally delivered a verdict in the judge's transfer case, and it is exactly the verdict that was expected. Justice Sardar Sarfraz Dogar's transfer was declared in accordance with the Constitution and the law. However, it was not specified which Constitution and which law, just that it was according to the Constitution and law. It was further stated that the President should resolve the seniority issue quickly. Until that decision is made, Justice Sarfraz Dogar will remain the acting Chief Justice of Islamabad High Court and will uphold the banner of affordable and indiscriminate justice. The Supreme Court delivered the majority decision, 3-2, and dismissed the petition submitted by 5 judges of the Islamabad High Court. Viewers, the most astonishing, in fact the most revealing aspect of this case was that the 3 transferred judges did not even appoint lawyers for themselves. The very judges sitting on the bench were arguing on behalf of the transferred judges passionately and with full arguments. This shows how confident the transferred judges were, that those who brought them into the court would defend them as well, and their confidence was justified. Today's verdict once again proves that the judiciary has become completely submissive. Essentially, the Supreme Court has handed judicial matters over to the executive. After this decision, I believe that the upright judges have no choice but to resign and leave. Justice Naeem Akhtar Afghan and Justice Shakil Ahmed, in their dissenting notes, wrote that the judge's transfer to Islamabad High Court is unconstitutional. The President violated the Constitution in these transfers. The Constitution of Pakistan does not allow permanent appointment of transferred judges without a fixed term. These transfers were made hastily without explanation and appear to be made in bad faith. Meanwhile, the case of reserved seats is also rapidly heading towards its logical conclusion. Today, during the hearing, Barrister Salman Akram Raja once again held a mirror to the Constitutional Court judges. but the final verdict seems unlikely to differ much. It is said that this judgment will pave the way for the 27th constitutional amendment, through which a 3-year extension in the judge's tenure is planned as a gift. Now viewers, today in Lahore High Court, a hearing was also held in one of the 8 May 9th cases regarding Imran Khan's bail. The government's lawyers have completed their arguments, after which the court said it has reserved its decision. It was expected that the verdict would be issued today, but later it was stated that the court has not yet received certain records. These records are to be submitted by Monday, and then the verdict will be given. If on Monday the government fails to submit the records, or no judge appears, or the government disbands the bench, then perhaps the verdict will finally be delivered. Viewers, you have heard the condition of the courts and the judgments. Despite all this, Chief Justice Yahya Afridi has claimed that the Supreme Court is leading efforts to improve the justice system. Sir, with due respect, if I were in your position, I would be ashamed. The entire justice system of the country is shaking. If I were the head of this system, I would not continue in that position for even a minute. Justice Yahya Afridi is saying the Supreme Court is improving justice delivery, but let us talk reality. In the anti-terrorism court in Lahore, during a May 9th case, a police officer appeared as a witness. After completing his testimony, he came into the court compound and approached Senator Ijaz Chaudhry, folded his hands and said, "Sir, you were reciting prayer beads. Please pray for me too. I just gave false testimony against you." Astaghfirullah. Sanam Javed's husband, Atiku Riaz, also shared a personal story. While he was in custody, during an identification lineup, 17 people came forward. Later, during his remand in Lahore's Johar Town police station, a police officer came. One of the suspects recognized him and said, "You came for our identification." That officer, with tears in his eyes, said nothing, just folded his hands and left. So, Chief Justice Sahib, the improvement in the justice system can be seen daily in Punjab's anti-terrorism courts, where in May 9th cases, government witnesses are given pre-written statements and read them aloud in court. PTI lawyers continue to object to this blatant illegality, but the judges still include these written testimonies in the official record, and tomorrow these very statements will become the basis for convictions. Chief Justice Sahib, congratulations. You truly deserve to be congratulated for this improvement in the justice system. Now, viewers, slogans of economic development and prosperity continue, but the harsh reality reveals itself in different forms every day. The Minister of Energy, Awais Larry, proudly announced that the government has signed the biggest financial deal in the country's history, worth 1,275 billion rupees, with commercial banks to eliminate circular debt in the power sector. But viewers, this beautiful language is simply meant to deceive the public. The truth is, out of the 2,400 billion rupees in circular debt, the government has borrowed 1,275 billion from commercial banks at high interest, and has not said a word about how much additional penalty consumers will pay per unit of electricity to repay this loan. Now, a final update on digital disruption. After Uber, Careem has also announced it will cease its online taxi service in Pakistan starting July 18, 2025. Before this, Pizza Hut had already exited Pakistan. The government has imposed an 18% tax on online businesses, making the new fiscal year extremely difficult for e-commerce and digital service providers. That wraps up our translation of Junaid Saleem's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Do not forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.